Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, the full moon time period is on January 10th, and the power of this full moon will last till February 9th. So, the time frame of this reading is from the 10th of January to the 9th of February, and this is the full moon. It's in Cancer, and it is amplified by the full moon eclipse. And what makes this moon so exciting is that, yes, it is the first full moon of a decade, and it is an eclipse, which is following on the eclipse that ended the moon in the decade of not in the decade of, but in the decade of the teens in 2019. The new moon ended with a new moon eclipse, and that power is being carried on here. So this is just such an exciting moon and such a powerful moon that I cannot wait to share with you its energy. So let's see now what the cards have to say. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving the Spirit Guide Animal cards over to the side, and they are depicted here also in the lineup that I have about the moon and the story that the moon tells. And then I'm going to be moving the Moonology cards as well as the Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. And then we have here the tarot. So let's see what the tarot has to say, Sagittarius, about the moon in January 2020. So how will Sagittarius be affected by the full moon in January 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by the full moon in January 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by the full moon in January 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by the full moon in January 2020? Show me clearly, 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 show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay. So at the heart of everything, we have the Two of Cups. Oh, that's brilliant. You are crowned by the Hermit, which is a Virgo energy, a time frame August 23rd to September 22nd. Then we have the Hanged Man, the Justice card, which is a Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. Then we have the Eight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. You're releasing something here, Sagittarius. You have the Emperor, an Aries energy, a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. You have the Queen of Pentacles, an Earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. Okay, strong Virgo presence within this reading. And then we have the Empress. This is exciting. This is exciting. So you have the Emperor at your crown, and you have the Empress at your root. Whenever I have the King and Queen from the same suit, from the same deck in a reading, it means a soulmate connection. It means a true love connection. It means a powerful truth that is moving you forward. And here we have that coming through. So this moon, which is all about love because it is in Cancer, and let's start talking about this moon. So this moon is all about the sacred feminine. It embodies the sacred feminine. It embodies the cycle of creation. And this is the perfect time to be planting your intentions. And what we see here with the Emperor and the Empress is that those intentions are really brought to life on the physical plane, with the Queen of Pentacles right in the middle, on this earthly plane. And so here, with that power coming together, this is the moon of home. It is the moon of belonging. It is the moon of ancestral roots and sanctuary and security and emotional connections. And that's what we have here. We have here this sense of power leading you forward. And the power of this moon is being born. It's coming into bloom. And as it comes into bloom, you are going to see the sacred feminine. Now, if you don't believe in the sacred feminine, then it is simply the power of the earth moving you forward. You're going to be called. You're going to feel as if there's a calling within you. And this is you surrendering to the divine power that takes over at this time. And as you surrender, you are going to see that this moon, which is the wolf moon, that you are hungry for the changes that this moon brings, because this moon is all about hunger. It's all about deeper longing. It's all about, the reason why this moon is named the wolf moon is because back in ancient times, the winter was the time when the wolves could not find the food that they needed to stay satisfied, to be full. And so you would hear them howling, and people used to get afraid. So you might hear the call of what you truly want howling within you. And it can be very uneasy, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus, and make you feel as if, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going the right way or doing the right thing. And here, with the full moon in Cancer, it says personal issues reach resolution. So the doubts, the fears, the personal sense of, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? You reach a resolution. You find a balance. You find a power that moves you forward. And as you do so, you come into the power of the eclipse, which says conclusions are within reach. So the conclusions of what you want, of where you're headed, they are within your reach. So do not think, oh my gosh, I'm just going to sit here with this hunger for what I'm truly longing. And you've probably felt this before the full moon, because with the energy of the eclipse calling to you, there's going to be a sense of this kind of seeker mentality around you, Sagittarius, because this is a time of forgotten memories coming to the surface. This is a time of things long since past really surfacing within you. And I see this more as forgotten dreams, forgotten hopes. For other signs, this is, oh, that's interesting, because Spirit is saying, because I was going to say this the way that it correlated with other signs is that there are past lives that are coming forward, forgotten memories within past lives that you will be dreaming about. And Spirit is saying, Sagittarius, you will be experiencing that too, but not exactly in the same way. That is more about emotions. This is more about regrets. Oh. So from your past lives, if you do experience dreams that you don't really quite understand, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, what the heck is this talking about? But it makes you feel uneasy. This is a past life regret coming up, because this is a time of resolution for you. This is a time of firmly planting into the ground what you want to grow. And it's firmly planting within yourself, within this new year, within this new decade, what you desire and where it is that you want to be. This leads you to the void of course, which says nothing will come of this. Now, this is very specific. The void of course, it happens at 6:58 Eastern Standard Time, and it is whatever you think is going to happen at that time. It doesn't show up. It doesn't happen the way that you had thought it would. And that's going to be a little bit disconcerting. It's going to be a little bit agitating, but it just means that during the time, and I'll have in the description box below posted the void of course times from January 10th to February 9th, so you can be very mindful of them, because you're going to see that you have a lot of unresolved things coming up. And it's not just unresolved issues from this life, it's unresolved soul longings. And so that's a rather big thing to have on your plate. And so here, as you see conclusions being within reach, know to avoid making any big decisions on the void of course times. And this is 6:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 10th, but I would give it wiggle room, because you may find that you don't do anything really big at 6:58, but at 6:50 you made some big decision, or at even 7:20. So I would really just cut out the whole hour from 6:30 to 7:30. Don't make any big decisions if you can. Kind of avoid. Just kind of sit there, quietly sit and meditate if you can, or do something that's really rather fun, that doesn't involve any decision making, any planning, anything like that during these void of course times, because that's going to be the best way that you cannot have things come up, because it's going to add to regrets. You're going to be like, oh, I wish I would have done it this way. I wish I would have done it that way. How am I moving forward? And there's just a sense of a lot of regrets here being resolved, because you're coming into harmony with yourself, and you're having this union of soul, of self, of power, of this union of the sacred feminine, of the forgotten power of yourself moving you forward. the sense of, wow, I never expected. And this leads you to the new moon in Aquarius. Now, the new moon is on January 24th, and this says bring love into the situation. Love is going to be so paramount and so key for you because you have the Two of Cups right here. You have the Minor Arcana Lovers card. And so love is really entering into your life, and it's really at your heart. So it says bring love into the situation. Do not forget about your heart when it comes to things. Yes, you have your passion. Yes, you have your goals. Yes, you have what you want to accomplish. But now let it move you forward and let your love surround it so that it's surrounded by this place of softness, by this place of serenity. And this moves you to the new moon saying a new start is coming. There's a new start, a new change, a new power that is coming, that is leading you forward. And what we have here is then the brown bear spirit and the owl spirit. The bear and the owl are the spirit animals of January 2020. And the brown bear says, take time out, step back and see things anew. Take time out, take time to just kind of breathe. And you are going to see that as you breathe, deeper wisdom is born, and you start to feel, it's almost as if here, because I see this for you as his paw print, his paw over his heart, you start to feel your heartbeat. You start to feel the power of the lifeblood within you and the power of the purpose why you are on this earthly plane. And this leads you to the owl spirit, which says you see clearly now. You are seeing things clearly. You are embracing a truth, and you are seeing with a majesty that crowns you and embodies you. As you move forward, you have the otter spirit, which is the spirit animal of February, and this says you are never alone. Love surrounds you. You have the two otters intertwined. And at the heart of everything, we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is the Minor Arcana Lovers card. It is love, it is joy, it is happiness coming into your life. It is a celebration of this happiness. And it can very well be with an earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. You have a strong Virgo presence here. But this is also saying that as you are moving forward, it's time to celebrate love as you celebrate prosperity. And as you move forward in prosperity, you have loyalty and compassion at your feet. You have flexibility and agility on your lap. You have the sense of being able to accomplish so much more than you have thought. And you're going to be much more comfortable, Sagittarius, behind the scenes during this time. And this is where the sense of the sacred feminine comes in, not needing to be seen all at once, or not needing to be seen. You're going to take very great pleasure in kind of stepping back and letting things unfold. And as you let things unfold, you're going to see prosperity comes to you. This is a very prosperous moon, but yet this is also a very emotional moon. And you might not usually put these two things together, Sagittarius, as a good combination. The prosperity of the heart and the bounty of the soul coming together to make something truly wonderful. And as this wonder comes in, you're going to be turning inward. Now you have a repeat of the number 9 here. Where's the other 9? Yeah, right here. There we go. The 9 of Swords and the Hermit, which is the 9th card in the Major Arcana. 9 is saying you're coming very close to reaching a conclusion, to an end of a cycle. And this is going to be bittersweet, yes, but it's also going to be astoundingly freeing. You have the Hermit here, which again in Virgo energy, a time frame of to September 22nd. And as you turn inward, as this moon shines, the light of this moon is going to have you turn inward, is going to have you embrace the light, the bounty, and the truth of yourself as you walk forward. And as you walk forward, you are going to see that you are guided by the inner light of the moon. The silvery light of the moon is going to feel rather cool. This isn't going to be a heat that is surrounding you, all right? There is a coolness, there is a cool light around you, the silvery, cool light that is embracing you, that you move forward in. And as you do so, you have the Emperor shining through. Now you do also have a repeat of the number 4 right here. So that is saying that it's time to, again, turn inward, to look at the temple of your soul, which is your body, as you move forward. And here, with the Emperor, you are embracing your passion, your truth, your power. Here he is very much depicted with the stag head and then the bull at his feet. There's that sense of might, that sense of power, that sense of truth. And as you have this move you forward, you have the acorn here, which is of new life. And that is what you are embracing. You are embracing a new life, a new passion moving you forward. And what's so interesting is that as I'm saying here, this light is rather cool. All right, even though he's holding flames within his hand, this is a cool energy that moves you forward. It is a sense of a release. You'll actually feel yourself feel lighter when the energy of the hermit is around you. When the energy of the Emperor is around you, this is passion, this is fire, this is heat. So you are going to find that these two balance each other. That when you feel as if there is too much passion guiding you forward, too much determination, you're going to lose sight of what you truly want. And the moon is calling you back to what you truly want. And then as you turn inward and you really focus on yourself, you might feel that you lose the passion to, not lose the passion, but you might feel that you're a little bit off your game when it comes to work, when it comes to, or keeping up with everything that you have to do at home. Because remember, guys, if you are watching this and you are a stay-at-home mom, that is a full-time job, and that is a job that you don't get paid for. So look at yourself and be astoundingly proud, right? Because here there is this sense of needing to know your worth during this time, Sagittarius. And it's for everybody, but I had to just pause and say that because we're talking about the feminine here. We're talking about the divine feminine energy. And if you are embracing this divine feminine energy and you're living in your truth, as a human being, as a woman, then do not deny yourself any bit of that truth and any bit of the power of it, because you will feel an absence within yourself if you do. And that's going to be rather devastating. I would also highly recommend keeping rose quartz around you or just rose scents around you, because that's actually going to really it's going to really connect you with this sacred feminine energy. I usually see it as connecting you with the earth, but Sagittarius, for you, it's going to be connecting you with the sacred feminine energy that comes of the earth, and that is of the earth and of rebirth and of this time in the womb. And here, also, with the new moon on January 24th, coral is the color of the new moon. If you keep a piece of coral with you, that is also going to show you the great expanse of the lifeblood that flows within you, because it's going to remind you of the water, and it's also the water of the womb. There's just a sense of a rebirth, a power within the darkness of the eclipse, and a comfort that comes from planting the intention that you have for this year, for this time, and watching it grow. Because you're going to think that, okay, if I force it, it will grow faster, and that's just not going to be the case. If you nurture yourself, if you care for yourself, if you with the Emperor, I always see the Emperor as David in the Old Testament. I always say Solomon too, because yes, bits of Solomon, but always David in the Old Testament. Just this sense of power and command, but also this, he's incredibly flawed. And I'm not trying to get religious on people, it's just always the imagery that comes into my mind. And so here, when I see the Emperor, it's saying, yes, you are powerful, yes, you can command armies, you are, this Aries energy, you are this general, you are this emperor, but you are also human, and you will make mistakes, and you will be flawed, and you have to be okay with that, because you're going to see that your greatest power is within your humanity. And if you lose your humanity and you just look at results, Sagittarius, the whole power of this moon will be lost. They will fall away. So here, embrace your humanity. Turn inward, and then as you turn inward, you will see that you can really, because the energy around here is that you can really start turning inward and really start, looking at a greater path and a greater truth, and it can actually become too much for you, Sagittarius. So step back, and that's when you embrace the outside world, again, the passion, the creativity, but you can also get really wrapped up in that. So this is a moon of heightened energy. This is a moon of heightened passion and determination, and that leads you to the Eight of Cups. You walk away from something, it's like no more. Here you have the cups done. He's bowing to the counter, not to the counter, to the altar. The one cup is spilt. It's finished. There's something here that is being left behind, and it's like, now it's time to go. There's an ending to something that you are going to see, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it now. Now it's over. Now this is the end that I have been looking for, that I have been waiting for. And as the end comes in, as you end one chapter, the chapter that is going to be opening to you is the Empress. And the Empress is exquisite. I mean, this is an exquisite truth that you are being led towards, This is a sense of prosperity, of bounty. Sorry, I have a bit of the hiccups right now. Of prosperity, of bounty, of a sense of, again, the womb. This is just a time of creation, and you are creating something magnificent. So when you put the Emperor and the Empress together, he is looking at her, and she is looking at the future, at what they are creating. They have the bull here, but this one is a very fierce bull, and this one is more, it kind of reminds me of the Longhorn in Texas. So there is a sense of power, yes, but the power is going to be used in very different ways. And you're going to see, that's why Spirit had the Hermit come in, the dark and the light coming together, the moon and the sun. That is what is here with the Emperor and the Empress. It is the creation that is coming forward from the union of them both. And as you see your power, and as you see your truth, and as you know where it is that you want to stand, and you know what it is that you want to develop, and you might say, Dane, I don't know. And I do believe that, yes, okay, it's not bad not to know. Everybody thinks it is, but it's not. And I do believe that so much that we find out is not that people sit there and say, okay, I know exactly what I want to do, and I'm going to go about it. It's very rare that happens. What happens usually is that you figure out what the heck you don't want. It's like, wow, I never want to work there again, and I never want to do that again, and I'm never dating that person again, kind of thing that goes on until you find what's right for you. And that is so beautiful. And you might say, no, there's nothing beautiful about it, but there is. There is a sense of discovery. There is a sense of constant wonder to life. And that's what you're embracing here. You're embracing the wonder of your discovery, of your passion, of your creativity. And as they come together, they lead you to walking away from something that no longer fits. And it leads you to releasing negative energy. The Four of Pentacles, for me, is always my vampiric energy card. It's always like somebody is trying, and you feel kind of off guard. You're guarding what is absolutely, positively the most prosperous thing to you. Now here it is gold, but it's something you value as much as money. And as you guard it, you are going to find that a truth is seen, and that those who are draining you are trying to take it, but you need a firmer foundation. It's not balancing on top of rocks. It's grounding yourself to the earth. And as you do so, there is justice that comes in, a balancing of the scales. This is a Libra energy. You might find that you might feel that a Libra is draining you, but they're actually not. They're actually going to be helping you find the balance, or one Libra will be draining you and another will not. If you're a cross watcher and you're a Libra, this does not have to be talking about you at all. It can be somebody who is forcing a Sagittarius to follow very, very strict rules. And it could be rules that you Sagittarius don't really know. Like, you don't have the rule book, but somebody could be saying, okay, it has to be like this, it has to be like that during this moon, and it's just not going to go over well with you at all. It's not going to resonate with your spirit. You need a freedom, and as you embrace the freedom, you find yourself moving forward. The justice here is saying to be just to yourself. Sever the ties of negativity, and you might not even know where these ties come from, because there can be a sense of just people looking at you and being kind of jealous and being spiteful and thinking, okay, I'm going to take what you have and I'm going to move forward in the foundation that you have laid, which isn't cool, but people do it, and people do it all the time. Sever that energy. And you might say, how? And Spirit always, and this is what I do, see your spirit guide twirling a flaming sword, okay, just twirling it, just absolutely mesmerizing in the skill. And they take that sword, and as they twirl it, they come over you and they swipe through all the energy that surrounds you. You're surrounded by golden, beautiful energy, but you'll also have some corrupt energy ties. And those ties will be like this muddy, icky, like sewery, green, brown, sludgy thing. And nobody wants that. And so that's what's cut away. And as it's cut away, you feel yourself tremendously freed. You might have to do it a bunch of times. And yes, you're severing all the energy that is around you. But the good energy, it comes back stronger than ever. The bad energy, it falls away. It falls away and it shrivels. Because even the best of energies can be corrupted by the malice in the world. So you're going to find that as you alleviate the vampiric energy, you free yourself. And it doesn't have to be from one specific person. It can just be from the baseline energy of the existence of this world. And as you move forward in justice, you're going to find that the littlest things, because she holds a pomegranate in her hand, the littlest things mean the greatest to you. There is a sense here of making a very small decision that has a very profound impact. The pomegranate in Greek mythology, Persephone, she ate one pomegranate seed, and that had her stay in Hades, for half the year. Her mother, Demeter, got her out for the other half. So there was a balance, but it's going to be the smallest decisions. The eating of a pomegranate seed can have the greatest impact on you. And there's also a sense of moving towards justice, moving towards balance. And as you do so, you see the increase of prosperity, because the sacred feminine wisdom opens up to you, embraces you, moves you forward. This moves you to the 9 of Swords. So when you have this energy come, and you have the sacred feminine energy around you, and you have this burst of creativity, you have this sense of greater power, there is going to be this feeling of, oh my gosh, what have I done with my life? I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting any younger. Where am I supposed to be? And you're going to find yourself being very hard on you. Step back. And it's also mourning. You also will be mourning, because you can look at this as this person is mourning all the people they've lost in battle. But look at it as, you can also look at it as all the yous you've lost to the battle of this world. The wide-eyed innocent, the idyllic person that you once were, that has gotten hardened and changed over time. And you know what? We all go through little deaths. We all go through the dying away of who we were to be who we are supposed to be. And it's the transformation of the soul. And that's what you're seeing here. And that's what you're embracing, this transformation of the soul, as deeper wisdom and deeper power comes. And as you move forward, you're going to find that this full moon, this full wolf moon, protects you. It nurtures you. It has you howling towards your truth, which leads you to seeing the world completely differently. Completely differently. And as you see the world differently, you take it all in. And you say, oh, okay. And do not let anybody take you from your course. Because just because you're seeing the world differently does not mean that you're seeing it wrong. This leads you to embracing your passion and your power. It leads you to a bounty that you had not expected. So let's see what Luna has to say about this moon. So we're going to start with the Moonology cards. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. How will the January 2020 full moon affect Sagittarius? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Sagittarius? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Sagittarius? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Sagittarius? Show me clearly, 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 show me clearly. Fantastic. Oh, goodness. I'm just going to lay these out silently. Wow. Okay, so you have a really strong Capricorn presence here and a really strong Aries presence. Capricorn is December 22nd to January 19th, so the first part of this full moon. Aries we have already had in the reading. There is a sense of being the emperor, of having this power, of having this passion, of having this drive. And again, the time frame, March 21st to April 19th. So let's see here what the Queen of the Moon has to say. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Sagittarius. How will Sagittarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Beautiful. All right, so at the heart of everything, we have the new moon in Aries, and it says it is time to take action as you move towards love, as you move in power and in truth and of your heart. It is time to take action of the situations, and it is time to open up your heart to the beauty that is coming. It is embracing your humanity, and it's also embracing the power of love. As you do so, Luna is saying here, beauty comes to you. Beauty comes to you, and it brings prosperity, it brings abundance, it brings a sense of greater truth, and it also brings wealth into your life. Now, this is money or something you value as much as money, stepping into your existence and moving you forward. Then we have here at your crown, we have the new moon in Capricorn, which says your hard work is paying off as you turn inward, as you look at your inner light, as you move yourself forward in your sense of greater good and greater truth. Your hard work pays off, and you will start to see the inner light that guides you growing brighter and brighter, and that this sense of peace comes over you and leads you forward. Then we have this paired with protection, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And that's what this Aries is around you. Now, you can actually have an Aries around you protecting you, but there's also this sense of fiery, passionate truth protecting you, wrapping itself around you, helping you move forward, helping you go after what it is that you want, but do not let it become all-consuming. All right? And also there is a warning here, often thinking that, it's not funny. When I was younger, I always wanted somebody, kind of like a white knight, like a fairy tale, to come and sweep me off my feet and just to make everything better. And that's what I'm seeing here. Some of you Sagittarians really want just kind of like this protector to come, this emperor to come and make everything better. And I'm going to tell you something that I have learned, and it is very much that you need to be your own hero of your story. You need to be your own emperor, and you need to be your own protector, because that is what's going to move you forward in bounty and in prosperity and in abundance, and keep that abundance forever coming to you. This leads you to the North Nod. It says, step out of your comfort zone. As you walk away from what you once thought you would love, you really do step out of your comfort zone. And it is going to be one of the most empowering and invigorating and bountiful things you ever do. This leads you to the void, which sounds bad, but it's not. It's the dark moon. It is the time in the womb. It is the connection with the Divine Mother. It is the connection with the Empress of life and creating what it is that you want within this world. And it is a time of silence and solitude, but it's also a time of greatness, of passion, of creation, of desire. And so you will feel the push and pull of both of these, but you will find the balance within your heart. And this leads you to the full moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches as you rid yourself of negative energy, as you move yourself towards what it is that you greatly desire. And as you do so, you release. You release so much that you do not want to be carrying with you anymore. And you move in justice and in balance. And you know that, yes, the littlest things can make the biggest difference, but you also know that your heart shines true. And you find this balance. You embrace the justice of life and the justice of your truth. And it leads you to the void of creation. This sense of from nothing, everything was sprouted. This sense of the Big Bang, from the death of the star comes the life of so much, and it leads you to a beautiful understanding and a beauty that is breathtaking. This then moves you to the full moon in Capricorn, which says the end of a tough cycle approaches, and you mourn it, and you doubt that you'll ever be free of it, and you doubt that you'll be able to move on. And as you do, you have here attraction. You attract to yourself a different way of looking at the whole entire world. And yes, it might seem odd, and yes, you might not be in step with everyone else, but who the heck cares? It's now time to embrace your individuality and your truth, and as you do so, you see everything differently, but you see everything more clearly, and you attract to yourself a greatness that had been denied. And that leads you to protection of what you desire most. Excuse me. And to a beauty surrounding you, moving you forward and embracing you. Your subconscious, not your subconscious message. Let's move to your spirit guide animal cards. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. How will Sagittarius be affected by the January full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, this one right here. Be playful. It will affect you by lightening the load for which you are carrying, for helping you to move forward, for helping you not to see things kind of in a life or death situation, but in a playfulness and embracing a joy. And it's going to free a weight off your shoulders. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the white raven. It says, trust in the magic. Trust in the magic of yourself. Trust in the God's head that was placed within you. The bit of the divinity that the gods never thought you would find. That is part of your creation. Because remember, we are created from stardust. We are part of the universe, and the universe is part of us. And you're starting to see that truth, and you're starting to embrace that magic. It leads you to the subconscious message of we're going to go with the Moonology cards here, which is the first quarter moon. It says, your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to yourself is being tested. And as Luna sees that you are committed to you, as you embrace the power of your heart, as you move in your grace during this sola, or during the sun, you embrace your power, you embrace your truth, and that leads you to action. That leads you to creation, that leads you to a dance that is exquisite, a dance that is your life. And your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Fool. It's a whole new journey. It's time to leap and find. It's time to say that yes, I can, even if others think I can't. Go after what it is that you want, Sagittarius. Bounty awaits. I wish you nothing, Sagittarius, but light, love, peace, and happiness. I hope this reading has resonated with you. It's been a pleasure to be able to bring it to you from Spirit. I love you all. Bye.